Show you how to do a red carpet, red lip right now. Perfect if you just want to wear a red lip and you want it to be pristine, you want it to be perfect, you want it to last all night. Let's go. I want to start with a matte complexion product. I just removed what I had on before, obviously, hence the leftover ring of makeup around my mouth. I'll always keep it real here. This is more of a matte kind of stick, and I'm just going to take a little concealer on the stick. This is my own stick, so I'm using it direct from the tube to my skin and neutralizing the lip edge. You can use that around the nose too if I want to. This is the Ilia foundation stick in Aspen. I would refrain from putting any balm or gloss on your lip if you want it to last. Now, my favorite long-wearing red lipstick formulas is this. This is the NARS Power Matte Lip Pigment. They're incredible. They have like so many shades. Like I have all of these just in my spare stash right now. I'm going to use the shade Just Push Play. Now these are like a watery consistency, so they're very thin. They don't feel heavy or intense on the lip. For the sake of that, I want to teach you technique. I'm going to actually decant this onto the back of my hand before I put it on my lip. So that's what a swatch looks like. And you guessed it, I'm going to prime the brush. I'm going to use two brushes for this technique. I'm going to use this, which is a fluffy kind of eyeshadow brush for detailing around the lash line. And then I'm going to use this, which is a pointy lip brush to create definition and shape. Product on the back of my hand, priming it into the brush. Smush it into the brush. The first thing you are not going to do is go to the lip edge first. You're actually going to go right there where the lip opens. You can do this to make it easier. And then you can keep adding and keep stretching the color until you get to the lip edge. And if you've got smaller lips than me, then use a smaller brush. If you've got bigger lips than me, then use a bigger brush. You can start to use the brush on its flat side like that, as opposed to its point, because its point you have less visibility because the bristles, they splay out a little bit. So if you use the brush on its flat, almost like a little, like that versus like that, you'll get a little closer to the edge of the lip with a nice blur. So even though you might think this product on the back of your hand is dried up, just keep going back to the lip. It's hard to do that thing that I just showed you with the lip brush on the bottom lip, so you just kind of have to wing it. Just be careful to commit to the lip edge. And what you can do is if you're worried there's still too much product on your brush, just buff the brush into a cloth and remove all that pigment. It's a little bit wasteful, but I think I'd rather have a better looking lip and a better makeup experience than a load of product on my lip that I don't need. So then I'm going to still keep stretching this pigment on my mouth. Till I get as close to the lip edge as possible, even if it's sheer. Actually, if you do keep it sheer, it's better because you're actually creating a stain out of this first layer of color. I just want to show you how far this will still go. So this was a single patch. Look how far I can maneuver that pigment. If you don't have brushes, you can also pick it up with your fingertip and disperse the product onto the lip that way. Now you can take a lip liner or you can take the same color with a brush. Essentially what a lip liner does is creates contrast and lines at the lip edge, but a brush does the same thing. I fully just grabbed the wrong shade. This is a shade called Vein, but I'm just gonna go with it because I don't want to waste more product. Brush, pointy, Cupid's bow, let's go. Tap there. Tap there. Create like a little X. Just do little etches of color. And I actually think it's beautiful to see that like blur from that buffing step that I did earlier. And then I'm going to take the straight part of the brush and just start to carve that lip shape with what's on the brush. And we've all got kind of a volume section of our mouth that might not have pigment. Go into that space. It will give you a fuller looking rounded pout without looking like you've overdrawn it. Okay. The trick is to gradually apply the color. When you're coming up from this side, you want to point the brush down and into the lip and connect the two. So if you noticed, kind of broke it down into 3 parts. The Cupid's bow, halfway down, and then halfway up. I want you to not do any of this, smushing your lips together, because you'll actually ruin the shape that you created. Be patient and layer it gently. For the bottom lip, I'm going to just do the same thing. Start in the middle, go back the other way, and then I'm going to go inside the lip, like here. And then pull back. Gradually etching to the corner of the mouth. Special about a brush like this is look at how thin the point is. You can use that as a lip liner if you want more definition. Like so. And it's really important to smile, because you want to see if the makeup is sort of like creating cracks and creases when you smile, that you need to blend it out. And also on any of my celebrity clients, especially if they're doing interviews, I want them to smile because I want to go like this on the bottom lip. I hate nothing more when someone smiles, there's a jagged line on the bottom lip. And then this brush is now kind of primed to perfection. Like I can use this brush to sort of refine and tweak the lip edge until I get the sort of shape and definition that I want. And if you notice, I'm never going over the line. I'm always going on an area that I've already painted, because the brush is kind of going to take me there by itself. It's such a beautiful color. Now, if you want more intensity of pigment, you can take a little bit more, obviously, and you can just go straight on and gently push them together, but do not rub, because if you rub, you're going to create a new shape and ruin the work that you just did. I'll also say this is one of my favorite lipsticks because of the tiny teeny doe foot. If you do want to create a shape directly with this, I'll show you how. You just sort of use the doe foot. I wipe everything off and I work from the back of my hand because it's completely rich with product. You just get an interesting like underlayer from doing what I just did with that brush technique. And also it's good to teach you good brush form. But this is almost like a lip liner liquid lipstick hybrid. Just there. Just subtle. I think there's nothing wrong with putting a little bit of setting powder over a lip. It has this like soft blurry effect. Tones down the color slightly, but it still looks gorgeous. Now, one of my favorite things to do with a red lip is to apply a pearlized blush over the top. This is like one of those shimmery blushes from NARS. That over the top I just think looks so beautiful, and there's vintage quality to it. This is totally optional, obviously. I would not, if you are aiming for longevity, use a lip gloss over this. And the more that you buff in that pigment, the more it'll kind of become one with the lip and make the lip look really like crushed petals. I think that's pretty perfect. Let me know if that helped. I actually just had an interesting idea. I know that some people are going to ask me in the comments, what is the best red lipstick for a certain skin type or skin tone even? Instead of that, I actually implore you all to do that on my behalf, but for each other, because I want to know in the comments below what your favorite red lipstick is for your complexion. So if you want to take part in this, just write in the comments below your complexion, whether you're fair to light, medium, light to medium, medium to tan, medium tan to deep, and then put your favorite red lipstick. And then obviously if your profile is open, then you can also, allow people to come in and see what your favorite lipstick is for your complexion. Okay, bye.